All right, what's up, guys? We got some movement meditation going on today. That's what this video is. It's going to be real quick, no more than about 10 minutes. It's three movements, and everything's going to be closed chain, which means that we're all going to be on the floor for all this. So our starting position is going to be here. All fours on the ground, but we're making 6 points of contact. That's with my toes, my knee, and then my hands. My hands are right underneath my shoulders, and I'm stacking my joints, which means my wrist is right underneath my elbow is right underneath my shoulder. Same thing with my knees. My knees are right underneath my hips, so they're stacked up, and then my feet and toes are flexed underneath me. Squeeze those elbows in, and the first motion we're gonna do is take an arm and wax on in front of us, drop our hips back, and then rotate by pressing into this hand just a little bit and dropping our shoulder. Exhale to get deeper, and then back up to the other side. We're gonna just take this hand, rotate it out in front of us, draw a half moon, let our hips sink back, and then push into that post arm, rotating our upper body just a little bit. So then once we get a hang of that, we're just gonna flow it out. Back and forth. As I'm doing this, I'm reaching out with my hand, but then also pushing my hips back at the same time. Get about 4 each side, but again, there's no magic number when you're doing these. Just feel it out, and whenever you start to feel good, we'll move into the next motion. So the next one is we reset back to our center, stack our joints, toes are still flexed. It's gonna be hip drops, or what these are called. So I'm gonna hover my knees right off the ground, drop a hip, but then pull that hip towards my hand. Keeping my arms as extended as I can. So as I'm doing this, I'm pulling my hip into my hand and then pulling my chest proud. A lot of times people will drop their hips back and pull them forward, so it looks like this as we go. Back and forth. Pull those hips forward, keeping my elbows in tight. I'm trying to pull to a proud chest as I drop my hips. So I'm trying to work on our rotation of our spine. Boom, boom, back and forth. Again, no magic number. Just go until you feel good. Last movement here. This is almost like a downward dog. Restack our joints, keep our elbows in, toes underneath us. Hover our knees, and I'm gonna push my hips towards the ceiling, locking out my arms, and then returning back down to hover my knees. Don't drop them down, hover them, back up. Inhale, exhale. Trying to drive my heels into the ground. No magic number. Just work on movement. Get one more. Back to the middle. Do those 3 movements, especially before a posterior chain or pull day, and you'll be good to go.